Welcome back, Well community. How are you guys doing on this beautiful day? It is March 1st, you guys. I am so excited about it because March is that month that just signals to all the gardeners out there that it is time to truly kick it into gear, start planning out your garden, start getting these seeds started, right? Because we are officially 8 weeks before last estimated frost date. At least if you are in Ohio, zone 6A. So they estimate that our last frost date is going to be between May 1st to May 3rd. Me personally, I would say, maybe towards the end of May, like the 19th or 20th, just because May is still that emotional month, I like to call it, where we can have temperatures that are higher, but then they can drop right back down to a little bit of concerning numbers, especially if you already have crops in the ground that are heat tolerant. So May is the month that you want to start planting your things. And if you're going to be starting all your seeds from home, March is the month that you want to start that, to give yourself that good 6 to 8 weeks with a little bit of wiggle room, so 6 to 10 weeks to ensure that your seedlings are mature enough to go out and do what they do best, right? So today we are going to start our sweet potato slips, you guys. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for joining me for another vlog here on the Bold Plus channel. Let me know down in the comments how you guys are doing. Where are you viewing from? If you have any questions, comments, any advice, make sure you leave it down below as well. So let's go ahead and get to it. You cannot treat sweet potatoes the same way that you would treat your regular potatoes and just take them out to your garden and plant them in the ground. You have to either grow sweet potato slips to put out in your gardens to produce a harvest of sweet potatoes, or you will have to order some sweet potato slips. Me personally, I am going to attempt at starting my own sweet potato slips. This is the first year that I am doing that, and I'm bringing you guys along for the journey. So if you watched my last video, I gave you guys a little bit of tip or insight that I will be starting my sweet potato slips. So these are organic sweet potatoes. I encourage anyone to buy organic if you're going to be purchasing these from the stores to start your own slips. So these are organic sweet potatoes that I got from the store. Now I got 3 of them because I want to produce a decent amount of slips. So it's estimated that you can get 5 to 10 sweet potatoes per one slip. So I'm hoping to get a decent amount of slips. I don't really have a number in mind, but I'm hoping for a decent yield. So I'm going to be starting my slips 2 ways, and I love to give you guys options for this. So I'm going to do it 2 different ways. The first way is placing my sweet potato in a container of water. Now, you don't want to submerge the whole sweet potato. You only want to do half the sweet potato. So what you're going to need for that, of course, is a jar, which I went to my local Dollar Tree or your local $1.25 tree, whatever it is now. And I got a glass container, and I'm going to fill it up with water halfway, and I'm going to submerge half of my sweet potato in that water. You're going to want to make sure that you have picks so that you can place inside of your sweet potato, so that when you switch your sweet potato in there, the picks can help to keep the potato up. Now, wherever you place the picks, you want to make sure that the picks are not submerged in the water. You want the picks to be outside of the water. So that's one way we're going to do it. The other way that we are going to do our sweet potatoes or prepare our sweet potatoes is by placing them directly in some soil in a container. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. Now, I want to say that when you go to pick out your sweet potatoes, you want to make sure that you find sweet potatoes that are fairly smooth. There are no bruising, no cuts or anything like that. I made a boo-boo. So I didn't realize until I got home that one of my sweet potatoes actually has a cut in it. So I'm going to experiment. I'm not going to throw this sweet potato to waste or let it go to waste. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut right above this cut line, and I'm still going to put this sweet potato in the water, the cut side down, and see if I can get some slips to grow from that. And I may run back out to the store because this week is my grocery week. I may grab another organic sweet potato when I go to the store and place that sweet potato, a full sweet potato with no cuts, no bruises, inside of another container, and then we can compare and contrast, see which one did better, and if it is possible to have a cut sweet potato submerged in the water without any further rotting, or anything like that, because that's one thing that you want to watch out for when you place your sweet potato in the water, is to make sure that the potato is not rotting out, because once it starts to rot, it's no good. So you want to keep an eye on that. So I'm hoping that with this experiment, by me submerging it in the water, that I won't have any rot, but we'll see. Make sure you guys stay tuned, continue to follow me, continue to subscribe to the channel so that you can stay updated on if it's going to work or not. And then, like I said, we have the other way, which is placing them in the soil. So let's get started. I'm going to start with the water first. Now, you guys know I like to collect my own rainwater, so I have water inside of my jug here. What I do is I just poke 3 holes. I don't know if you guys can see that, at the top of my cap. And it's just a great way to water my house plants. It's so easy. It's easy to control. And then you see that? It just flows right on out. So I love doing that. So I'm going to just fill this up halfway with fresh, this is rainwater. I think that's good. We can always add to it if we need to. And then again, I said I'm going to cut. Oh, you guys, I also use a funnel to put my water inside of that. If you check out this last video that I did, I showed you guys how I stored my rainwater inside of the house. So make sure you go watch that. And then this is the funnel that I use to transfer the water inside of the storage container in this video, and then also to fill up my jug. So we're just going to take our cutting board and cut that sweet potato. Okay, so I got that cut in half like so. And then again, like I said, you just want to submerge like so, like so. And then you want to just stick your picks in to just help support. Now I'm going to put 3 picks in, just to kind of really give it good support while it's in the water. And then I think I'm actually going to add just a little bit more water to that, because that's only about how much is. Didn't realize I took the top off of it, but that's okay. That's good. So again, the water, let me show you. The water is still below the pick line, and you have about half the potato submerged and you have the other half not submerged. Now what you can do is you can, cut the so that they're not sticking out so far. But for now, I'm going to just leave it like that, and we're going to set it to the side. Now you're going to want to make sure that you have that in a windowsill or somewhere that gets adequate amount of lighting. For me, I'm going to just place it inside of my area where I have my grow lights and all my other seedlings, and let it do its thing there. So the next way to do it is to just fill up a container and then place your your sweet potatoes right on top of the dirt. So I have a container here. You want to fill it up about halfway with dirt. That clearly is not enough, so I'm going to run and go grab some more real fast. Got some more. So you're going to want to fill that up. I can actually add a little bit more to this. So let me go get another container full. Round 3. Okay, I think that's good. So what you're also going to want to do is make sure your soil is well hydrated. So we're just going to go ahead and add water, because you can see my soil is a bit dry. So you're going to want to make sure it's hydrated. You're also going to want to make sure that there's drain hose. It's another thing I didn't mention. Alright, so now that we got that all hydrated, I want to show you guys real fast. So you seen how dry it was initially. Now you can tell that it's all moist. But a way to check to see if your soil is hydrated is you want to get it and see if you can make a shape and it holds formation. But when you squeeze it, it's not dripping with water, but it holds formation. So that is one way that you can check to see if it's all hydrated. So it is all hydrated, and as I shared with you guys earlier, make sure you have drain hose at the bottom so that when you do go to water it, any excess water that's in there will drain out through your drain hose. So what you want to do now is just take your sweet potato and place it flat side down. So you want to make sure it gets in there, and then it's going to want to put, some soil around it like so, but it's in there. Then you're going to place your other potato in there flat as well, so you can actually just kind of dig out a little spot, take out a little bit of the soil, and make sure, like I said, it's in there pretty good. So I'm actually going to do that for this, is kind of dig a hole and make sure it's down in there, and then put the soil back around it like so, and then it is ready to go. You're gonna leave it just like this and allow it to sprout. Now, I had a really cool idea that I was thinking about as I was preparing this soil, and I was like, I really don't want this little end to go to waste. So what I'm gonna do is I think I'm going to test it in another container just in case it rots out. But I think I'm going to add some soil in another container, and I'm going to just put this down in the soil and see what happens. So let me run and grab another container, fill it up with some soil, and try it out. But this is ready. This is what it will look like. And put it under your grow lights. Alright, so I just went and grabbed one of my seedling pods. I'm actually going to dump a little bit of this soil out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hydrate it because it is dry. It does have holes at the bottom of it. But I'm going to just go ahead and get that really hydrated. And as you can tell, it's not hydrated because the water just kind of sitting right there at the top. So we're going to really get that soil nice and moist and hydrated. As you can see, you might be able to see it dripping out from the bottom because it's super hydrated. I'm going to add a little bit of the dry soil on top and just work that in. Actually, I'm going to just dump it and make sure. It's easier to control the hydration process. Okay, yeah, that's good. So it's clumping, but it's not soaked. So then we're going to just refill this back up, which I'm only going to do about halfway, maybe a little bit more than halfway. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to just sit it right down in there like so. And then I'm going to just take some soil to put around it. And there you have it. We took a sweet potato that was damaged, cut it in half. We placed one half of the sweet potato inside of the water with the skewers to see if we can produce some sweet potato slips, being sure to keep a lookout for any kind of rotting. Then we took the other half of that sweet potato and buried it in soil to see if we could produce some slips that way. I don't know if it's going to work, but I thought, why not try it, bring you guys along for the journey and see if it worked. And then you guys know that you can still use sweet potatoes that are damaged if this still produces slips. The other method is to take your sweet potatoes and bury them in the soil like we did and allow the slips to produce. Now again, I may run to the store this week when I do my weekly grocery shopping and pick up another organic sweet potato and submerge that full sweet potato in the water and test that out as well. Another tip that you're going to want to do when you prepare your sweet potatoes is to make sure you place a label so you know what you planted, which you can tell it's a sweet potato, but most importantly for this is the date that you did it. So let's get these labeled. So you can just set that inside of the container like so. You're going to set the other label inside of the container like so. And then for the water, I just got a little peel and stick label that I'm going to put on the outside of the jug or the container or the glass. Like so. Stay tuned for the journey. Like, comment, and subscribe below so that you guys can continue to grow with me. We grow together, we learn together. You guys can offer your advice as well. So thank you guys so much for joining me for another vlog. And until next time, you guys stay blessed. Mwah.